Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is brought to you by THQ. I'd like to thank them ahead of time for making today's video possible. Now let's get into it. So what is Last Train Home? Well, Last Train Home is a bit of a survival management game mixed with real-time tactical combat. Pretty cool, right? Now let's get into that hands-on review. At the start of the game, we are on a mission to buy food for our train. However, we find the mill is burning upon our arrival. Going forward, we find that the farmhouse has been burned as well, and a distraught old lady tells us the Reds destroyed it, and we get our first mission. After leaving the farmhouse, we make our way up a winding road to an outlook on the hill where we see the Reds that burn the farm. Walking the tracks, our leader sends us back to the train. We are not to engage. After returning to the train, our people get into a quarrel, and there's some mediating to be done. After the conversation ends, we get a new mission. The window closes and we see a new screen. A map with us taking a train towards a town, Sukinchi, I hope I said that right, leading us to a new, fateful encounter. Before entering the new area, we are presented with the squad creation screen where we can pick different members of our team to send on missions. I only have 5 people, so I send everyone we have. After healing a downed civilian we found upon arrival, we decide to escort the legionaries out of the danger zone. We ended up facing a lot of combat on our way to acquire the repair kit. The animations were super solid, the tactics were present, and I clearly have some learning to do because my guys are not doing so hot. After all the fighting was done, we fixed the bridge, and after that we captured a watchtower and blew up the enemy's trucks. Called some artillery strikes on some dudes, took all their stuff, and left. The 3 people we met along the way ended up joining us later that evening as well. After departing the station, we are able to get a much better view of our train. After taking a look, it appears we have an artillery car, a hospital car, and some cars to house troops. I sort all our wounded into the hospital car, and we are presented with a dialogue. We need medicine. I must send a group of men to bring back medicine from a nearby town. While the men are moving across the map, I see that my train can still move while troops are away. Players should do well not to leave anyone behind. After getting the herbs, we set the train to full speed, headed to our destination over 100 kilometers away. But wait, a mistake? The engine has blown. A new dialogue appears. Engine malfunction reads across the top of our screen. It seems we are not going anywhere. While we wait for repairs, the layabouts will search for supplies. Once the soldiers had returned and the repairs complete, we were on our way to Moscow. As we arrive in Moscow, we are able to zoom in and take in the scenery. The game art has done very well here, and it's a really cool feature to be able to zoom in like this as the train travels the map. I think it's super cool. The train finally arrives at the station, but spirits couldn't be lower. Thick plumes of black smoke rising to meet the clouds overhead. Moscow is on fire. A new, extra hard 4 skulls difficulty mission has begun. It's finally time for this game to show us how involved its tactics can be. I merge both squads into the largest I can and send them into the fray. Right away, we are met with a cutscene. Our leader is murdered. Oof. An evildoer is on the run. We must make chase. Gunfire, followed by more fighting, and then a really tough one. We finally find the bad guy, and he gets away again. So now we gotta go get on a new train because I forgot to mention our old train blew up. So back into the gunfighting as we cross the city to a new ride out of here with no real goals achieved. After arriving at the new train, I had to clear it out. Then we had to endure a siege. Then we had to find fuel. Then we went back to the train. And that is the end of chapter 1 and the end of the tutorial. Our new objective is to reach Finzia. I probably said that wrong. A huge swath of continent divides us and our destination, as well as a great deal of adventure. So let's stop here. I think we've gone far enough to give you a gist of the story and an idea of what is available on offer here. So let's take some time to talk about it. In fact, let's break this game down to some important aspects for me as a gamer. Replayability is there, to a degree. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a point in the game where you can choose to travel north or south on the train tracks, with you going to different places depending on your choice. Because of this, a second bout with the game is a must after you've managed to win your first go at it. Strategy is the next part. Resource management and all is a large part of the game. Run out of fuel and your train will be stuck on the tracks. Game over. Run out of food and your men will starve. Game over. Run out of bullets and you won't be able to fight back. Game over. There's a stealth mechanic in the game. Some missions will require you to use sneaking about and all that. Each of your guys has their own special skills that can be taken advantage of to get out of sticky situations like turrets and grenades. They're totally promotable, upgradable, and level-upable, and I know we all like that stuff. The train comes the same way. It's totally upgradable, and it offers a lot of benefits that will help players survive later on. There's a lot to think about here. As a strategy game, Last Train Home gets 5 stars for me. It's a wonderful, wonderful game, and there's plenty to enjoy here, and there's a lot of challenge to be had. I've done my best to avoid spoiling some of the other cool features. If you guys want to learn more about the game, or get it for yourselves, or just like see more of the story, use the link in the description down below to grab yourself a copy. And one last time, I'd like to thank THQ Nordic for giving me the opportunity to cover this game. It's been an honor. I really like their games. Noobert out.